Hello and welcome back to Microbial Concepts. So this is a short video where we are going to discuss how viruses actually work. Okay, so in short, in simple way, I am just going to discuss how they work. Okay, so let's start. So first, let's see what are viruses. So remember, viruses are tiny particles, okay, that can cause disease in humans, animals, or plants. Okay, so they are actually not alive by the traditional sense, means they don't follow all the characteristics that we study when we say a living organism. Okay, so they are not alive in a traditional sense, but they are able to replicate and spread from one host to another. So when a virus gets inside a host, it starts multiplying, and that is the way it multiplies and spread. Okay, but when a virus is outside a host, it is actually not alive. So what are viruses made up of? So you can see here we have actually there are different types of viruses, but here I have taken these two examples to show you the structure of the virus. So viruses are made up of few basic components, like the first is the genetic material. So it can be a DNA or RNA. Okay, then they have a protein coat which protects the genetic material. So this is the bacteriophage virus, and this is influenza virus. So this one is non-enveloped, means there is no extra envelope to protect the genetic material. This one has the extra envelope, lipid envelope. Okay, so here also you can see genome is present, then there is a protein capsid or protein coat which protects the genetic material, and over that there is a lipid envelope which actually helps them to attach to the host cell. Okay, so this is the structure of virus. Now our main question, that is, how do viruses infect cells? So remember, the basic point here is that viruses, they can only and only survive and reproduce inside a living cell. Okay, that's what they require. They require a host to grow. If there is no host, like if it is a virus is present in water, it will not reproduce. Okay, it will just be present there. It will keep on surviving, but it will not grow, it will not reproduce. Okay, when that virus from that water comes in contact in, say, to any kind of host cell, if it is able to infect that particular host cell, it will infect. If it is not, then it will not infect that particular host cell. When it infects a particular host cell, what happens? They do this by attaching their surface, okay, the surface of virus to the cell, and then they inject their genetic material into the host cell. Now the cell's machinery starts to produce new viruses. Okay, so as it is considered that a foreign DNA has entered into the host cell, even that DNA starts replicating, then transcription, translation, everything happens, and a new uh, virus particles are produced. Okay, so when the process is completed, the host cell eventually bursts out, and then these virus particles, they come out, they infect other cells. Okay, so this is how the cycle continues in our environment. So viruses, they are capable of infecting different hosts. Okay, so there are also viruses which infect bacterial cells, like the one which I have shown you in previous slide, that is bacteriophage. That means it is able to infect bacterial cells. Then there are cells which can infect fungi. There are virus particles which can infect birds, animals, plants, humans. Okay, so there are different hosts available for different viruses. So that's the reason why we got the COVID-19, which got spread from bats to humans, right? So they keep on evolving depending on the environmental changes, and they evolve, they reproduce, and they keep on growing. So what diseases do viruses cause? So viruses can cause a wide variety of diseases, including the common cold and cough. Okay, so that is very mild. Some get the viral flu. Then the severe ones are like HIV/AIDS and COVID-19. Okay, so the severity of a viral infection can vary depending on the virus, the host, the immune system, and how the virus is evolved. Okay, then how do we fight viruses? So there are few ways to fight viruses. So the first is vaccines. So vaccines can prevent us from getting infected from viruses in the first place. Okay, if you're already vaccinated, then you will not get the infection when the virus approaches your body and it infects you. Then vaccines work by exposing the body to the weakened or inactive form of that particular virus. Okay, for example, polio virus. So the polio virus is being studied now quite extensively, and then the vaccines are developed by using that particular virus itself. Okay, so any virus vaccine, how it is developed, it is studied first, then the virus itself is used in inactive form. That means it is introduced to your body, but it will not cause any infection, or it is weakened. It is the virus itself is made so weak that it is not able to infect, but your body will respond to it. Okay, so that is how we prepare ourselves, we prepare our body to fight to the actual infection of virus. So that is how vaccines work. Then antibiotics. Now, actually, antibiotics are for bacterial infection. Thus, we name is against bacterial infection. So, the term antibiotics. So, antibiotics are not effective against viruses. You must have antivirals prescribed. Okay, like for fungal infections, we don't use antibiotics. We use antifungals. Right now, however, they have been used to treat bacterial infection that can occur secondary to a viral infection. Many times you must have heard that doctor says you have a viral infection, but still the doctor prescribes antibiotics. So to the by the preventive side, he is thinking that you might get any secondary infection, bacterial infection, so you are prescribed antibiotics. Now, over the counter medications like ibuprofen or acetaminophen can help to relieve symptoms of viral infection. So, I am not a doctor here. If you're watching this video and if you're having any kind of viral infection, don't just go and buy ibuprofen and take it. Okay, I am here just to educate you, right? So, over the counter medications like this, ibuprofen and acetaminophen can help you relieve the symptoms like pain and fever. And the last is take good rest and have more fluid, and this is very important to fight viral infections. Okay, so this is all about basics like how the virus actually works. Okay, so I hope this video is helpful. Do subscribe to my channel and give a thumbs up.